it's Jonathan, and welcome to another video. Today, I will be summarizing the history of the First Transcontinental Railroad, a road line that connected Oakland, California with Council Bluffs, Iowa. This was the first railroad line to connect the west coast of the United States with the rest of the American railroad network, which is significant for me since I'm from California. In this video, I will be telling you the history of this line. Now, without further ado, let's begin. In 1847, a man named Dr. Hartwell Carver submitted a proposal to the United States Congress to build a railroad from Lake Michigan to the Pacific Ocean. The document he submitted included various details about the proposed railroad line, as well as advantages of building such a line. For example, this railroad would not only be useful for trade between the west and east coasts, but also for trade between the Atlantic and the Pacific. Realizing these advantages, Congress approved the proposal, and in 1853 it allocated $150,000 to the United States Department of War, so that the U.S. Army could conduct surveys on possible routes for a road to the Pacific. The result was the Pacific Railroad Surveys, a detailed series of reports on the plants, animals, and terrain of the West. The reports were published from 1855 to 1861. Once these surveys were published, one question remained: where should the railroad be built? Congressmen from the northern states wanted the railroad to be built in the north, while congressmen from the southern states wanted the railroad to be built in the south. As a result, construction would not begin until the 1860s, when the American Civil War occurred. Because most of the southern states unilaterally seceded from the U.S. in 1861, the debate over the railroad's location was resolved. In 1862, Congress passed the Pacific Railroad Act, allowing the road to be built on a northern route with federal funding. To build and operate the railroad, two companies were created. One company, the Union Pacific Railroad, or UP, spelled with a space between rail and road back then, would build this section from Council Bluffs, Iowa, through Nebraska and Wyoming to Ogden, Utah. From there, another company, the Central Pacific Railroad, CP, would build the line from Ogden through Nevada to Sacramento, California. Once those companies were established, the Central Pacific held its groundbreaking in Sacramento on January 8, 1863, and on December 2nd the same year, the Union Pacific held its own groundbreaking along the Mississippi River. The work on the Central Pacific was initially slow, and when silver was discovered in Nevada in 1865, the Irishmen that previously worked on the railroad left the company to search for free silver. To resolve the resulting labor shortages, the Central Pacific hired laborers from elsewhere, the famed Chinese railroad workers. Although these workers were not always treated equally, they were very important. By 1867, 90% of the Central Pacific workforce was Chinese. In the late 1860s, both the Central Pacific and the Union Pacific continued construction at a rather quick rate. On April 28, 1869, CP crews in Utah laid 10 miles of track in a day, thereby winning a bet made by a CP official that they could make that record. 12 days later, on May 10th, the Union Pacific met the Central Pacific at Promontory, Utah, and the last spike, the ceremonious Golden Spike, was hammered in. 4 months later, on September 6th, the line was extended to Alameda Terminal on the shore of San Francisco Bay. 2 months later, on November 8th, the line was extended further to the Oakland Long Wharf, where passengers could take a ferry to San Francisco. The First Transcontinental Railroad was now complete. Although the following 100 years would result in the line's route shifting, even today, one can take a train, Amtrak's California Zephyr, from the San Francisco Bay Area to Chicago. Thanks to the First Transcontinental Railroad, as well as several other lines that followed only a few decades later, it became much easier for people and goods from the East Coast to travel to my home state of California, and vice versa. I hope you found this informative. This has been Jonathan Lombardi, and I'll see you in the next video.